the attitude adjustment, whatever you want to call it, and then The Rock just leaves. I don't see The Rock winning the WWE Championship if this match is for the title, because that would mean The Rock would have to come in and do a 6-month run with the company, which is something he's not going to do, because between now and the next 6 months, The Rock will have G.I. Joe, the sequel to Rise of the Cobra. He'll have another movie in the works, probably a movie that's even going to be more popular than G.I. Joe or Journey to the Mysterious Island. So I really can't see The Rock coming in and doing a 6-month thing with the WWE, because if The Rock were to be champion, it would take someone about 6 months to beat him, because I think The Rock is better than he's ever been when it comes to being inside of the ring, even though we only got to see him for about 10 minutes in the ring at the Survivor Series. We don't get to see much of The Rock in terms of a pay-per-view match anymore. The last match that was actually good that had The Rock in it was probably The Rock versus Hulk Hogan or The Rock versus Goldberg from back in 2003. So I think that we need a better angle for this whole John Cena Rock thing. I think that they're leaving it a bit too much up to the internet, and with the debut of the YouTube channel coming this Wednesday, the new YouTube channel, I should say, at youtube.com/WWE, that really doesn't do The Rock and John Cena a whole lot of justice, because there's going to be a lot of John Cena Rock promotion done on this newly revamped YouTube channel debuting this Wednesday. Check it out, youtube.com/WWE, and for additional information, you can go to WWE.com. They've got some information on the network. The Rock and John Cena, the new network coming sometime this year, going to be promoted by this YouTube channel, so that doesn't really help the whole Rock John Cena thing leading into WrestleMania, and them heavily promoting social networking. They have something debuting too, that you can use your computer and actually keep up with the action on Raw and SmackDown. The first thing they tried since Raw Unlimited was canceled. Remember that feature? Go to WWE.com and see backstage footage during commercial breaks of Raw and SmackDown. That's what they're going to be debuting here in the next couple of weeks. So, it's interesting, how they're trying to, bring it to television and still promoting it on social networks. Does it really benefit it? I don't know. And having people like Kane and Zack Ryder involved in this, I don't really think that's necessary. I mean, Zack Ryder and Kane can do something better than what they're doing leading into WrestleMania. They don't have to be involved with The Rock and John Cena. If anybody should be involved with The Rock and John Cena angle, it should be CM Punk, and it's beyond me why they didn't keep him heel and have him do something with Dwayne Johnson leading into WrestleMania, because if you remember back to the summer of 2011 last year, in his rant he did, one of the people that CM Punk referred to a lot and quite consistently in that promo was how Dwayne Johnson was in the WrestleMania main event over him. Here we are about 10 months after that rant, and CM Punk has a chance at least of being in the main event of WrestleMania 28 if he gets past his 5 opponents in the Elimination Chamber. And I really don't agree with the layout of the Raw Chamber match. I'm going to be looking forward to seeing who Daniel Bryan's opponents are in the Elimination Chamber match. Daniel Bryan seems to be a phenomenal competitor nowadays, really coming into his own element in that match. CM Punk really showed me a lot. So I do give Daniel Bryan more credit than what I've been giving him over the last probably 5 months. And CM Punk's a great guy to put in the chamber too, because CM Punk and Daniel Bryan are two guys who came up through the ranks in Ring of Honor and seem like two guys who can really move around in a match like the chamber. They can really utilize the chamber to their benefit and use it to their advantage, if anything. But I really don't like the idea of having people like Chris Jericho in the chamber, Kofi Kingston, Dolph Ziggler. I mean, there are really no big names in the chamber match other than CM Punk and Chris Jericho. And as I alluded to here, the majority of the promotion is going to be left up to Chris Jericho and CM Punk to get the Raw chamber match over. And I see the majority of the promotion being left up to Barrett and Orton, who are likely candidates to be in the SmackDown chamber match for the world title. And I guarantee you, one championship will change hands between now and WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan or CM Punk won't be heading to WrestleMania as champion, and I don't really see CM Punk making it at the chamber unless, they're planning on having CM Punk and John Laurinaitis feud at WrestleMania one-on-one. So, one championship's bound to change hands between now and WrestleMania. I just don't know right now what championship that could be. The most likely one to change hands would be from Punk to someone like Dolph Ziggler, or from Punk to Jericho. Seems like Dolph Ziggler really got the Raw end of the deal at the Royal Rumble, because it seems like now he's not even considered as a top contender in the Elimination Chamber match. Something I'm going to be talking about is how quickly, the push for Dolph Ziggler ended seemingly and was put on Chris Jericho. How Chris Jericho came in and immediately replaced Dolph Ziggler as the top contender. In my opinion, it should be the final 5 wrestlers in the Royal Rumble match who secure a spot in the following month's Elimination Chamber match. I'll be talking about that in my review of the Royal Rumble here next week on the show, because there are a lot of things I did agree with and liked about the Royal Rumble, and there are other things I didn't. I didn't like the fact that The Rock wasn't there to help hype up John Cena versus The Rock, and it's been left up to Kane and John Cena. I do give Glenn Jacobs all the credit in the world. I do give The Undertaker all the credit in the world for coming back when he did to promote this Triple H Undertaker Part 2 at WrestleMania 28. That gives us something else rather than The Rock and John Cena. A bit of a reprieve and something to look forward to at WrestleMania rather than Dwayne Johnson versus John Cena in a match that will probably be anywhere from 35 to 40 minutes. I don't see it going an hour because it doesn't seem like The Rock and John Cena can give you an hour-long match. They're not the quickest inside of the ring unless a bit of momentum is built on the part of John Cena. The Rock is in his 40s now, almost. He's about 38 years of age. Another 2 years and he'll be in his early 40s. I don't really think The Rock can perform at the same level he could back in 1997 or when he was with the corporation and represented the company as the champion. If they were going to give John Cena or The Rock the championship, they would have done it by now, so I can't see this match being for the title unless Cena gets in the Elimination Chamber match some way, or The Rock makes a special appearance and replaces one of the 5 challengers at the last minute in the Chamber match, and I don't see that happening because the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view is 9 days after The Rock's movie premieres theatrically with Vanessa Hudgens, and that one comes out on February 10th. We've got the trailer on our Twitter page. So I really don't see The Rock making an appearance unless John Cena gets into the Raw Chamber match or the SmackDown Chamber match and switches his brands between now and WrestleMania. There's no way this thing can be for the title. And I really don't see John Cena and The Rock being promoted on Friday Night SmackDown. I really don't. Only thing they're going to do on SmackDown for the thing is to show video packages and recaps of Raw with the Raw Rebound each week. So, it's going to be left up to Raw, but it's an interesting angle. I see John Cena turning heel. A few months ago, if you were to ask me which one of these guys would have been the heel, I would have said The Rock, because he's a better heel than John Cena ever could be. He'd be a better heel on his best day than John Cena on John Cena's best day. I think The Rock would be a better heel than John Cena on his best day. That's the best way of describing this thing. To me, The Rock delivered a better speech a few months ago about what he did in his day than John Cena's ever delivered in the last 10 years. The Rock did a better speech about his day and what he did throughout the course of the day from 6 o'clock in the morning right up until 7:15 that night than John Cena's ever delivered in the last 10 years. I can't remember a promo that Cena did, other than a couple of heel promos he did probably back in '04, that was better than the speech The Rock delivered on the Raw Gets Rocked edition about his day. The Rock delivering a speech and a promo about his day is better than any promo I've ever heard cut from John Cena. So I do give The Rock all the credit in the world for coming back and having the most phenomenal promo skills. Some of the best promo cutters in the business, of course, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, JBL, Steve Austin. They can cut a promo without even having to prepare anything, and I think The Rock came out and just shot from the hip and did such a fantastic job. To me, The Rock delivered a better speech about his day than John Cena's delivered in the last 10 years. And, The Undertaker could deliver a better promo. CM Punk, too, really can cut some of the best promos. He just, gets to the point, tells you what's on his mind, and I think that's what people like The Rock and Shawn Michaels and JBL have been able to master for the better part of the last half of a decade or longer. So I think that we've seen better promos from The Rock leading into this thing. The Rock comes in once or twice, a month, and he gets over it. It's the biggest pop of the night. When The Rock returns for the first time in months after the promotion of his movie and everything's out of the way, he'll get a bigger pop than The Undertaker and Triple H could get on their best night. So I think that The Rock will come back. He'll have the fans in the palm of his hand. He's got the home field advantage. leading into WrestleMania. He'll have the home field advantage at WrestleMania. They'll boo John Cena out of the building. The Rock will probably lose. There'll be a riot. It's going to probably be worse than ECW One Night Stand from 2006 when they said if Cena won, they were going to riot. And that's why the decision was made to give the title to Rob Van Dam at the last minute. So I think that if Cena wins at WrestleMania, there is the probability that there could be a riot, and The Rock will definitely have the home field advantage, and the most likely outcome from this is that The Rock will be booed, or John Cena rather, will be the one who gets the majority of the heat. So, I do see Cena turning heel, I just can't tell you when. And I remember reading an article in our news center a few months ago where they weren't even considering turning him heel because he was selling a lot of the merchandise, and the majority of the merchandise with hats and t-shirts. Although I really don't like this Rise Above the Hate t-shirt that he has. It's too fruity, it's too Fruit Loop looking for me. I mean, it surprises me why WWE haven't released a Flintstone cereal with John Cena on the box. And believe me, it's coming. It is a good promotional tactic for kids to get the whole WWEKids.com thing over. So it probably will come. John Cena on the box cover of a Flintstone cereal is something that'll probably happen. And the release of the ice cream bars probably around the summertime of 2012 is something that'll probably happen too. Do you think that, The Rock would be a better heel than John Cena leading into WrestleMania? I think so, because The Rock has more experience being a heel and was a heel for over half of his career. What do you think? Tell me at Facebook.com, Jonathan Clarke, and follow me on Twitter at HEW Entertainment, Jonathan Clarke 1. We're keeping up with John Cena and The Rock. Check him out, DwayneJohnson.com, for movie information, appearances, and more. You can also check John Cena out at Cena's official website and on Twitter and Facebook. He's ahead of a lot of celebrities. And the Royal Rumble just a few days ago actually was, the most socially talked about thing on social networks like Twitter and Facebook. So that's good for WWE. Again, problem I got with that is they're trying to bring this Rock John Cena thing to TV, and they're still relying on social networking to promote it. And with the absence of The Rock from Raw and WWE programming and pay-per-views, I guess WWE feel that they have to rely on social networking, with the YouTube channel premiering with 9 original series and exclusive footage, and this new thing they've got coming for Raw and SmackDown where you can get backstage footage and additional information while you're actually watching the show during commercial breaks, an updated version of Raw Unlimited,